I'm Donna Taylor with Living in Central Mississippi, here today to answer all your questions about what the weather in Central Mississippi is really like. So stay tuned while I give you the good and the bad about our year-round climate. First, let's talk about how many seasons we have. Some people think it's hot all year round, but that's simply not true. We truly do have 4 seasons. We really do have a winter, which we are currently in now, and I'm sitting here filming this in mid-February. But our winters are most definitely considered short and mild by most standards. We rarely, and when I say rarely, I mean maybe 1 out of every 5 years, get a little bit of snow. And by little, I usually mean a little dump of about 2 inches. This doesn't sound like a lot, I know, but it is enough to shut down everything for about a day. Our cities around here don't have the capability to move the snow and ice off the road. And let's face it, folks around here don't know how to drive in it anyway, so it's best that everyone stays home. The schools will usually shut down for the day, which of course the kids love, so they can stay home and play in it all day. Our schools have a day or 2 built in each year as snow days, so it's okay. And most of the snow is gone the next day when it warms up anyway. No one around here owns a snow plow, or what are those things called that you use to get the snow and ice off your windshield? A scraper? Yeah, definitely those are never ever needed around here. In fact, I would wager to say most Mississippians don't even own a heavy coat. It rarely gets below freezing here. We do get a good bit of rain in the winter. Monthly average is around 5 inches. And so for me personally, winter is my least favorite month of the year. It's a little depressing to me. Everything outside is wet and brown. But the good news is, like I said, it doesn't last long. In fact, I would say our winter doesn't really start until January. And it's over by the end of February. I grew up in Mississippi and I can remember many Christmases outside playing with my new toys in shorts and a t-shirt. Last year, my daughter and her friends were outside on New Year's Eve watching fireworks with no need for a jacket. And that's not an anomaly, it's definitely the norm for December. Our average winter high temperatures are usually in the mid-50s, and the lows at night are typically around the mid-30s. So next, let's talk about spring. This is my favorite time of year. Our spring usually starts around the 1st of March. Actually, spring break in Mississippi is the 2nd week of March. And while it's not quite warm enough to go swimming, it is the time of year when everyone starts doing the yard work, planting their annuals, and putting out fresh mulch, which is why it's my favorite time of the year. And it's also time to start mowing the grass, which usually needs to start happening around the 1st week of April. Once those daily highs start to hit the mid-70s, which is usually in early April, and those low temps at night are in the 50s, the grass has to be mowed pretty much every week until the end of summer. Another thing that some people complain about around here is seasonal allergies. We do have a lot of pollen and other allergens that bother some people. So if you're one of those people, stay up to date on your Zyrtec. And speaking of May, that's about the time that summer starts here for us. And our summers, they're very long. They last usually about 5 to 6 months. So if you like hot weather, you'd be a great fit for Mississippi. Our high temps are usually pleasant until we get to August, and that's when it gets really hot and muggy. Our temperatures in August are usually in the 90s, but the real feel, after you factor the humidity, is usually 100 degrees most days. We get back to a more comfortable summer temperature in September, and it usually lasts through the end of October. So with all these hot summer temperatures, we have lots of time to enjoy on our mini lakes, fishing, water skiing, playing outdoor sports like tennis, baseball, lounging by the pool, or whatever it is that you like to do in the summer weather. And yeah, we do have bugs here. It's part of that hot, muggy weather, but they're God's creatures too, so we just learn to live with them. I personally love our summers here because I like to be outside in the sun, absorbing that good vitamin D. It always puts me in a better mood. And in case you're wondering, yes, all of our homes here are built with central heating and cooling. I've seen some old movies back in the day where Mississippi is portrayed with hot, sweaty people sitting around the kitchen table, but trust me, that's not the case here. We all love our air conditioning. And one other thing that I get asked a lot is about, do we have homes here with basements? And the answer to that is a hard no. There's way too much groundwater here, so basements are not a thing. In fact, the average rainfall in central Mississippi is around 55 inches, which is pretty much evenly spread out throughout the year. Another thing that some people are surprised to hear is that we don't have hurricanes in central Mississippi. We're far enough from the coast that if a hurricane hits, it weakens before it gets here, and there's never a need to evacuate. But we do have tornadic activity. You can see on this graph that it's not as bad as the middle of the country, but it is on the higher end. I've personally never seen a tornado nor been directly affected by one in my 40 plus years of living here, but I have hidden in a closet many times. So that brings us to our fourth season, which is fall. Our fall here is kind of like spring. It's short too, usually less than 2 months, but we do get to see those beautiful color changes on the trees. But it is enough of a transition where we can actually call it a season. It's a good time of year here because it usually coincides with the holiday season. So for that reason, it's a lot of people's favorite season. I hope that answers your questions on what our weather here is like. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, and see you on the next video.